niggling, nihilistic, non-supporters, or naysayers. We're going to stay away from those in this season called From Stuckdom to Freedom. By the way, niggling, it's a new word for me. It refers to persistent or petty criticism. Nihilistic, another new word for me, because I'm always learning and growing. It's the belief that life is without objective meaning. It's not worth pursuing. It's, again, the negativity, negative chatter. Well, today we're talking about this woman in the book of Joshua chapter 2 that just says, we can't live in stuckdom. Rahab the prostitute. I'm telling you, this woman, she was a woman to be reckoned with. And that's why her name is etched in history, because her decision to start a business as a prostitute, the business part I'm all about. The prostitution, well, that's not the point though. The point is she did not allow the naysayers, the negative Nancy's, the nihilistic, nor the niggling of other people to hijack her destiny. She had a mother, a father, brothers and sisters, and she decided that she was going to help the spies in Joshua chapter 2 to overcome Jericho. She decided that the mission to help God's people was more important than her own self-interest. Maybe it wasn't so much that. Maybe it was more that she had some faith and she exercised it by taking action. I think that's more it. What do you think? See, sometimes when we find ourselves in a tight space between a rock and a hard space, we tend to shrink. Not Rahab. Rahab says, listen, if you will promise me, Mr. Spies, that you will make sure that I am saved, my mother, my father, my brothers and sisters, I will help you. And that's exactly what she did. But she could have just as easily said, well, I'm just a prostitute. Nobody's going to really trust me. I'm a woman. My reputation goes before me. She could have had some self-loathing going on. Yet, she stuck to the reality that her destiny was up to her. And she got to rewrite her story so that her destiny is a legacy for us to refer to. At least that's what I'm doing in this season. I'm looking at all aspects of my life, whether it's my marriage, my business, my parenting, my relationships, my aspirations, my promise, my purpose, and my possibility. And I'm saying I'm going to be like Rahab because she was a woman of faith. And her name ended up in the lineage of Jesus Christ, this prostitute. She gave birth to possibility just by the way she made decisions, being a strategic thinker. She decided that despite the fact that she was a prostitute and she picked up Obed, the father of Boaz, do you know that guy? Boaz, who married Ruth. Even though the parents were questionable, maybe a little bit of a swindlers, clearly she was a prostitute, the father. What's he doing with a prostitute? They gave birth to Boaz. And Boaz, knowing his family history, him too did not subscribe to the niggling, naysayers, nihilistic, negative Nancy's of his day, because he went ahead and changed his story by marrying Ruth. Remember Ruth? Ruth, who stuck with the Naomi when Naomi's 2 sons had died? Ruth, who said, Your God will be my God, and your people will be my people. And where you go, I will go. That Ruth, that destiny helper who came to the aid of a woman who was marred by bitterness. Boaz identified her and married her. What changed in his story that he was able to decide to follow God, unlike his parents, and then choose a woman that also had a heart for God? Do you see how we together can change our story? That we can become people to be reckoned with. That we can decide to leave stuckdom and end up in freedom. We can decide that our names can be part of a lineage that makes impact upon impact upon impact. Just like Obed, just like Rahab, just like Boaz, just like King David, and of course, our Lord Jesus himself, who is in that genealogy. I challenge you to go ahead in this second 90 days of 2026 to decide that you're not going to succumb to negativity, nihilistic thinking, niggling, and the non-supporters or the naysayers, and choose instead to become the next best version of you. That's what I'm after. How about you? Go ahead, subscribe, and certainly go ahead and study out that book, Joshua chapter 2. Rahab is a woman to be reckoned with. And she's in business too. Questionable business, but she's in business. At least she was. Anyway, go ahead. Click the link. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.